Hey, what's up investors? Dean here. The future is definitely going to be one that is filled with electric vehicles, and there are so many companies pushing to be market leaders. We have, of course, Tesla, Lucid Motors, Arrival, Workhorse, and even the traditional car manufacturers are obviously going to go electric also. But one thing stays consistent, and that is for electric vehicles, you need electric motors. And to make electric motors, you need magnets. And that is why I am speaking about a company that I have invested in. The company is MP Materials Corp, and they are a company that produces the rare earth materials to make electric magnets. And why I think this company is going to have a massive future is because they are the only American company that does this. Currently, 80% of the world's materials that are mined to produce magnets that are needed in electric motors are mined from China. And I think that this gives MP Materials a unique competitive advantage because they own land that is extremely rich in these materials, meaning they have a massive advantage over anyone else. And there is a lot of things that make me believe that MP Materials will be huge. Let's start off by the stock price. As I said, I did buy in. I bought in yesterday, and over the month we are up quite a substantial amount. What has caused the run up lately, however, is this right here. MP Materials stock popped again Tuesday. Yesterday, MP stock got its boost from routers, which ran a story highlighting how prices of rare earth elements, also known as rare earth metals, are shooting higher on strong demand for their use in manufacturing electric vehicles. Well, apparently Morgan Stanley reads routers too, because this morning the investment banker announced that it is initiating coverage of MP Materials stock with an overweight rating and a $57 a share price target that implies at about 12% upside for the stock. And I personally have a $60 to $65 a share price target for this stock. I don't know if I'm going to hold this company long term, but I have a feeling that I am. And the reason for that is not only do I believe in what they're doing, not only do I think that they are going to be massive, but I've been listening to some interviews from the CEO, and he is so passionate and so driven about what he's doing that he makes me confident that he is going to make the best decisions to grow this company. So I'm not only putting my money in the company, I'm also putting my money in the CEO, who I truly believe in based on what I've heard from him and all his interviews. Jim Cramer is also bullish on MP Materials. He covers them so much. Now, there's a potential catalyst that could truly push this stock and expedite the process of them becoming a leading supplier in the magnets for electric vehicles. China targets rare earth export curbs to hobble US defense industry. China is exploring limiting the export of rare earth materials that are critical for the manufacturing of American F-35 fighter jets and other sophisticated weaponry, according to the people involved in a government consultation. The Minister of Industry and Information Technology last month proposed draft controls of the production and export of 17 rare earth materials in China, which controls about 80% of the global supply. So that's what I was saying about MP Materials being one of the few companies that are able to compete in this industry. Industry executives said government officials have asked them how badly companies in the US and Europe, including defense contractors, would be affected if China restricted rare earth exports during a dispute. The government wants to know if the US may have trouble making F-35 fighter jets if China imposed an exportation ban, said the Chinese government advisor, who asked not to be identified. Industry executives added that Beijing wanted to better understand how quickly the US could secure alternative resources of rare earth and increase its own production capacity. Obviously, magnets aren't just used for electric vehicles, okay? They are used in many, many things. And one that will be considered an important one is definitely defense. And F-35 fighter jets is something that we all know is very important for that. The way I look at this, even if China doesn't put this ban on or these restrictions, people in the right places are obviously aware of this. So they're not gonna sit here waiting for China to make this ban. They might not, but they might. The risk is there. So it makes sense for them to want another option. And obviously, one of those options would be MP materials. And one thing that the CEO said in an interview that I really liked was, he said they want to push for companies like Tesla, GME, Lucid, Apple to have another alternative than just buying from China, because right now that's the only option. And MP Materials are willing to invest a lot of money in getting a whole supply chain set up in the US, which would obviously mean China won't have a chokehold on the industry. So here's a quick glance of the MP Materials investor presentation. Owns and operates Mountain Pass, the only scaled rare earth mining and processing facility in the Western Hemisphere. If you want to talk about competitive advantage, I don't think there's many that can be bigger than this. They own and operate the only scaled rare earth mining and processing facility in the Western Hemisphere. And when we're talking about land, it's not something that you can just invent. You can't just find some that produces these materials. There are very rare. There's a reason why they're called rare earth materials, because they're rare to come by. So when you own and operate land that is so important, it gives your company a massive advantage, because it's not like one other company can just pop up, because it's not like another company can just pop up out of nowhere and start doing this. You can't do it. Completed its business combination with Fortress Value Acquisition Corp on November 17, 2020, and now listed on the New York Stock Exchange with ticker symbol MP. So they did become public via a SPAC. They raised $545 million to fully fund three-stage business plan to restore the full rare earth supply chain to the USA. That's what I was saying earlier. Stage 1, rare earth concentrate production. And this is complete. Currently represents approximately 15% of rare earth oxide content consumed in the global market in the last 12 months. Stage 2, separated rare earth oxide production. This is expected in 2022. Will resume on-site refining of NdPr in 2022. 250 million adjusted EBITDA target for 2023. And stage 3, NdPr magnet production, which is expected in 2025. Evaluating buy, build, or JV strategies to upgrade NdPr into magnets. So one thing you should know, it's not like they just dig into the ground and find the magnet. No, they find the materials to manufacture the magnets. And right now, they're only up to digging out the materials. But down the track, they want to be start to finish. They want to be digging up the materials and producing and selling the magnets to whoever needs them. For example, Tesla, for example, the Defense Force. Driving the transition to fully green supply chains for electric transportation through best-in-class environmental standards in a low-impact production process located in California. Obviously, the reason why these magnets are becoming increasingly popular is, like we mentioned, EV. EV is growing. And what's the purpose of EV? It's obviously for a better future. It's to be more environmentally friendly. And this will be counterintuitive if the companies that are producing the magnets are making so much pollution themselves. So MP Materials is trying to be as sustainable as possible. And the CEO that they are going to hold themselves to very high standards, which makes me feel good as an investor, because I know I'm not just investing money to make more money, which is obviously the main reason, but this has an added benefit. We're investing for a better future. The disadvantage here that has to be considered is that in China, they don't hold themselves to that standard. So it could be more costly to go this way, and it could also be more time consuming. However, I'm still very confident that this company will figure out how to be very sustainable and very cost effective. And I look forward to hearing more news as to how they're planning to do that. Just to give an understanding of the growth here, look at this. EVs are driving explosive growth. Magnetics for electric powertrains are expected to grow 15x in the next decade. So 2022, it was only 710 million, whereas by 2030, they're projecting 10.7 billion. And what you need to see here is this is just for the EV motor magnet market. This isn't everything else that magnets are for. This doesn't include the defense force. This doesn't include technologies like laptops, phones, and whatever else could be invented by 2030 that needs magnets. This is just the EV market. So obviously this industry is going to be massive. And as we said, MP Materials is the only one in America that's competing in it. So I think that this company will do wonders long term. So here's the visual representation of the suppliers and producers of rare earth magnets. As you can see, MP Materials is alone over here, whereas in China we've got NdPr magnet producer and scaled rare earth oxide producer. We also have some here down in Australia. However, the only one in the Western Hemisphere is MP Materials. Now, MP didn't start this business from scratch. They bought out a failing company that was trying to do this, and this shows how much they've managed to improve the company. Stage 1 completion, rare earth concentrate production, profitability mining, milling, and executing on optimized flotation process. Currently producing approximately 15% of the global rare earth content. Annual production is 3.2x that of predecessor. So they've already grown what the old company used to do by 3.2x. Sustainable improvements in throughput recovery and uptime driven by current management. So it's really the management team that's made all the difference here. And as you can see, stage 1 volumes, here we have Molycorp Maximum, which is the old company, and here you have MP Materials, and you can see for yourself the growth there. Now, stage 2, which is in process, is separating rare earth oxides. Optimization project adds back roasting into the refining process, which previously drove decades of success at Mountain Pass. Roasting leverages the inherent benefits of the ore body, significantly lowering cost while improving reliability and reducing the environmental footprint. Higher recoveries of NdPr at lower cost maximizes the upside earnings potential from growth in electrification. So Mountain Pass operates with a best-in-class cost structure. Remember, Mountain Pass is the mountain that they have that has all these materials. High quality and constant ore body, state-of-the-art $1.7 billion integrated facility, world-class operations, co-located operations near major US ports. MP has a strategy to become a fully integrated market champion. And this is what we were saying about them planning to be start to finish all in the US. They want to be there for the whole process of getting the material from the ground and selling it to the customers. And here's some people that they're wanting to sell to: Toyota, GM, Ford, Tesla, Rivian, and obviously a lot more, because there are so many great American companies that use magnets, and I'm sure they're going to support MP Materials, particularly if they're able to be competitive with China, which is one of their goals. Now, some upcoming things to look out for this company are MP Materials announces timing of Q4 and fiscal year 2020 financial results, release conference call and webcast. MP Materials Corp, the largest rare earth materials producer in the Western Hemisphere, will release its financial results for the fourth quarter and fiscal year ended December 31st, 2020, after the US markets close on Thursday, March 18th, 2021. So this is not very far away at all, and it's something that I'm looking forward to, and we're going to cover that on this channel. So hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we are going to continue covering MP Materials. If you're interested in a company that I truly believe is the most undervalued EV play on the market right now, and it's a company that I did just buy, I'll leave a video on Bus XF at the end of this one. I'd highly recommend you watch that. Nothing we spoke about in this video is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please always do your own research before investing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time. Have a good one.